What is Star Citizen? It's certainly not a full game yet, but the hope is that it will be a massive multi-system space sim with hundreds of planets and moons, dynamic economies, hundreds of ships, dozens of weapons, and locations to explore, battle over, settle upon, mine, garden, or just stare at in awe. Is it doable? I believe so, but that's a topic for another video. You can call me Space Tomato, and this is the first of 3 videos providing a solo player focused deep dive into the state of Star Citizen right now. This first video will cover the locations of Star Citizen. This second video will look at how you can make some money in the game, and the third video is going to see how you can spend that money and all the extras we missed. So buckle up, you're in for the long haul as we take an overall look at what it's like to play Star Citizen in 2019. Every player in a game has one thing in common: the locations where they play. As of right now, Star Citizen's got a handful of unique locations to visit, and while they've got plenty more to add, the currently available locations are very impressive. Whether that be a planet covered by a city, a shipwreck orbiting a moon, the surface of one of those moons, or a seedy back alley space station. There are several distinct locations with their own atmosphere and custom music that are worth visiting. So let's go ahead and get started with Port Olisar in orbit over Crusader. Everybody who plays Star Citizen knows Port Olisar. Due to it being the first location that you spawn into when you start the game, everybody has to go through this station, and it's a great place to people watch and check out the ships as they leave and arrive. If you just want to get that vibe of watching a space station in action, this is the place to be. But there's more to Port Olisar than just a viewing area. As I said, this is the first place you wake up when you start the game, for now, so you're going to get real comfortable with this station. Most people, as soon as they wake up, go to the central ship summoning kiosks and get their ship and fly away, but there's more to the station than that. While in Port Olisar, you'll also be able to access a weapons shop, an armor shop, a place where you can get some components to upgrade your ship, and a clothing shop so you can look nice while you're on the ground. Now, as I briefly mentioned, this is the greater area of Crusader, so of course you got some moons available to you. This here is Daymar with its orbiting space station of Kovalik Shipping Hub, which is derelict. You've got outposts and mining locations available on this moon. Next up is Selin, which has a Korea security station with FPS missions available to you. Selin also has several outposts available to do some trading with. And then we've got the icy moon of Yela, which has an asteroid belt orbiting it. It's got plenty of outposts on it, but it's also got a minor landing zone in orbit. The pirate base of Grimhex, which is actually an asteroid with other asteroids tethered to it. Asteroids on asteroids. Grimhex is a small space station hosting a variety of small and medium-sized landing pads with amazing views of the surrounding asteroid belts. The inside is a dirty, grimy, neon-filled little cyberpunk haven, if you will. This place has its own law system, so watch yourself. They also have a mission giver who has his own mission storyline available, if you can earn the reputation for it. Next, we're going to head to the first accessible planet that we got, Hurston, which features my current favorite landing zone in the game, the dirty, grimy city of Lorville. Ooh, it looks good with the sunset though. Lorville is headquarters of weapons manufacturer Hurston Dynamics, who claimed and named the planet after themselves, of course. It's a grimy city, but it's got some charm to it, if you ignore the sewage raining down upon us. Everywhere you look, you can see the dirt and grime caked on, you can see the heavy security keeping the civilians down, and there's even some people who are wearing plastic bags on their heads because, well, the air quality here is not great. While visiting, you'll be able to hit up the bar where you'll eventually be able to get missions. You can go to an armor shop, which is connected to a clothing shop, where you can get your own plastic bag. And you got yourself a couple of mission givers, both with very differently styled missions for you to take care of. You just gotta earn their respect. Just know that there are no weapon shops because, well, the Hurstons are a bit oppressive. You can also visit that big building in the distance, which is the Hurston headquarters building. It's got a little bit of a Deus Ex vibe meets Blade Runner vibe to it, and I like it, though there isn't much reason to go over there other than for the mission giver I mentioned earlier, and the Hurston Dynamics ship weapon shop with all the big weapons to see and buy. That is a big gun. There is a train station in this city which will take you to the perimeter of the city where you can take land vehicles out to explore the wastelands, or you can take a ride to the spaceport where you can grab a ship and fly out of there, or you can sit back and just watch other people come and go. The planet itself features several different biomes that are worth exploring, as well as bunkers that you can go and attack in their ship and on ground, caves that you can explore on your own, plenty of outposts scattered around the planet where you can land, go meet up with some NPC, have a conversation, do some trading, or even spawn a ground vehicle and explore the wastelands again. It can actually be pretty entertaining. You grab a couple of friends, grab a few vehicles, and, well, just have some fun. A lot of Star Citizen right now is making your own fun since the game is still in development, and a lot of the game loops are in their infancy. Though you will get a decent amount of gameplay and money from mining, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Just remember that like Port Olisar, Lorville has habitation pods, so you can make Lorville your home and log off and on straight from the city. Now like Crusader, of course, Hurston's got its own moons. Ida, Aberdeen, Ariel, and Magda, all with their own unique biomes and atmosphere to explore, and of course outposts to land at and do some trading with. The next location we're going to look at is ArCorp. Owned by the company of the same name, ArCorp is the second accessible planet that we got in the game. It is a city planet covered in industry and, well, city. It is a beauty to behold during the day and at night. Flying from the atmosphere down into the city is something unmatched in any video game I've ever played. I think any sci-fi fan can appreciate flying down between the buildings and landing at the spaceport where you can hop on a skybus, which will ferry you into the city center. The accessible city area features an outdoor marketplace, a central square sort of area, and a bar where you can eventually get some information and missions from the bartender. You'll also, of course, get your neon-filled back alleys, don't worry about that. There's a ship shop where you can buy and rent ships, an impressive-looking ship weapons shop where you can get, of course, upgraded ship weapons, a clothing store, a weapons store, and an armor shop, as well as a mission giver with a fun but illegal drug trafficking mission for you, which takes place on one of ArCorp's 2 moons, Lyria. A moon ridden with frost geysers and frozen lakes. There's also Walla, a Luna lookalike with green emeralds all over the surface. Both have several outposts with plenty of mission and trading opportunities for you to check out. Next on our tour, we're heading to Delamar, which is actually a large spherical asteroid surrounded by hundreds of other asteroids. It's pockmarked with craters and ridden with hills and valleys. It also has its own landing zone, Levski, an abandoned mining facility which is now owned, inhabited by, and governed by a group of free people outside of the UEE's jurisdiction. Feeling a little thrown together, Levski is pretty dark and dirty. but it's got its own culture. It's got its own backstory and lore that's worth exploring. The trading consoles even have their own old retro sound effects that have a little charm when you use them. You'll find plenty of people at Levski, because like I said, there's a lot to do there. So if you're looking for people to party up with, this might be a good spot. And that's because there are hubs here where you can respawn and log on and log off at, but also you've got an armor shop. You've got a bar where you will eventually be able to go and find missions. You've got a ship shop where you can buy and rent ships. You've got a component shop to upgrade those ships. You've got a weapons shop where you can get some FPS weapons. And you've got the Grand Bazaar, a unique little marketplace. And of course, you've got 3 of your very own mission givers available to you here. After Delamar, the only other specific locations worth mentioning are the space stations riddled throughout the Stanton system. You've got several of these space stations available to you at all the Lagrange points surrounding each of the planets in the system. They've got their own designs that have recently been updated and are due for some interior improvements, as we've seen recently, and are coming in the beginning of next year. Each station is equipped with the usuals. You've got your component shop, clothing stores, armor shop, weapons stores with a few weapons that are a little harder to find, trading consoles with mission drop-off locations, and some half-hidden trading consoles that allow you to sell illegal goods, no questions asked. The station interiors also feature big windows that allow you to see ships coming and going, if there are any in the area. And of course, every station has a security system to protect travelers from villainous scum. And that is it for the first part of this series. The locations in this game are obviously varied and vast, though there are not many. There are some being added all the time. A new planet is due in the first month of 2020, with another one coming towards the end of the year. And of course, every planet and every location is being iterated on with every update. I hope you learned something from this video, but of course there are still 2 more parts left in this series for you to learn about. So go ahead and hit the link and hop on over to part 2, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching again. This has been Space Tomato.